Draymond Green's been suspended indefinitely for striking Jusuf Nurkic in the face in a game on Tuesday night. The league stated that the outcome takes into account Draymond's repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts. He's been ejected 19 times in his career, 3 times this season alone. Most among active players. The suspension will begin immediately. Joined by the fire by the former Canadian national team member Jevohn Shepherd to talk about this Draymond Green situation. And the caveat to this indefinite suspension, Jevohn, is that he's going to have to meet certain league requirements, as in he's going to have to meet with counselors and he's going to have to prove that he's got some remorse. First of all, what did you think about this being an indefinite suspension from the league?
I think the NBA got this right? And he has a history of this behavior. It's becoming, a nuisance to his team, but it's also becoming like a hazard to other players, opponents, and their safety as well. The frustrating thing with this, or the disappointing thing, is he looks like a player that is going through something.
Yeah.
And I would liken it to somebody that they're aging, their abilities are depreciating, and they're frustrated with themselves. Right, so that is the frustrating part or disappointing part. I think for his team, it hurts so much because he's so valuable to that squad. And it's funny because I hosted him on a visit to Michigan some years ago, way back. I'm aging myself. And he was actually a big teddy bear. So when I see this guy right now and acting out of character, I don't know who this is, right? But he's become an NBA tough guy. And again, it's tough. It's unfortunate for his team. It's unfortunate for himself. I don't know if he's worried about his pockets at all because it's becoming costly.
Right.
He seems to be okay with that. But the NBA got it right because if he can't settle himself down, then we've got to get him some help.
You hear him on Tuesday night after what happened with Nurkic, and there's no remorse. It's more excuses. Well, I was trying to sell the call. I'm trying to say, it's ridiculous at this point. I'm trying to sell the call. His arms are flailing around, and he's striking guys in the face. If he's got to show remorse, if he's got to show the league that he's contrite, do you think that the NBA actually is going to let him back into the league? Is he going to be able to talk his way back into the league if he's not going to be contrite about anything that he's done so far?
Without a doubt. One thing, Draymond is smart, right? He's an articulate gentleman, and I think he understands his value. And I think just being away from the game will also allow him to sit back and evaluate, okay, you know what? Maybe I've got to do this for myself.
Right.
Now, all the apologies publicly, I don't think that's enough. I think Draymond's got to apologize to himself more than anything and just say, I've got to make a change right now because I'm on the last leg of my career, I would say. And if I want to continue playing this game and become a veteran that, other teams across the league may want when I get into my, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th year, I've got to change something, right? Because at that point, I've got to be able to bring more value to a locker room than what I can do on the court as those talents and those skill sets continue to appreciate. So there's far more ahead of him and far more at stake. So at this point in his career, he's got to make an apology to himself, take some accountability, and make a change, right? The public apologies aren't enough because we're seeing these outbursts, year after year against teammates, against opponents. So first, he's got to take a step for himself.
4 of Draymond's 6 suspensions have been in the last 9 months. So, you make a good point. Something's definitely going on. Hey, Jevohn, thanks for joining me by the fire.
Keeping it cozy.
Yeah.